In this part of the online course, we're going to look at functional core movements. And I use the word functional because core underpins all of our everyday lifestyle movements. Having a strong core allows you to squat and deadlift heavier. It's like your crumple zone. If you're strong in your legs and you're strong in your upper body, but your core is weak, they will find that weakness. It also underpins any future injuries, and having a strong core will help prevent any potential injuries in the future. Having a strong core is also very relevant to everyday life. It helps us when we go to stand, when we go to sit, and when we move. The first exercise in the core program is called a barbell twist. This is a what I call functional core. It's very relevant to everyday activities, and it's very sport specific. It actually really encourages strength in the obliques and the mid-abdominal area. How you start this exercise, you put one end of a barbell into a safe corner. Make sure you have enough room for the barbell to rotate. Bring the barbell above the head with both hands. Knees are wider than hip width, and you're bent at the knees and you're bent at the hips. To start the exercise, go to your right hand side, twist your left foot up, heel comes off, and then rotate right the way over to your left side, twisting the right foot. The feet position on this exercise begins with the opposite leg to where the bar is, the heel coming off the ground, and then almost like you're squashing the bug with the foot, and then the back leg on the opposite leg then comes up, squash the bug, lift the heel, squash the bug, lift the heel, squash the bug, lift the heel. And in real time, it looks like, and I'm basically creating an arc with the barbell, touching the right thigh, left thigh, twisting the back foot. And you're going to do 20 reps, 10 each side. And that's a real functional core exercise for the obliques and the mid-abs. The McGill sit-ups. These exercises were invented by Dr. Stuart McGill, who's a world-renowned biomechanist from Canada. Dr. Stuart McGill quite rightly recognized that doing traditional sit-ups created a lot of tension on the hip flexor, and in many ways was disadvantageous to sporting performance and lifestyle. It tended to make the hip flexors very tight, and hence pulling the torso forward and creating a lot of tightness and stiffness in the hips. So by doing invasive muscle biopsies, by using this technique, Dr. Stuart McGill discovered we can get the same, if not better, response from a modified type of sit-up, which he named McGill sit-up. How the McGill sit-up works is we lie on our back, we put one leg straight and one leg bent. We take both of our hands and we place them into our lower back. Then we imagine that there's a piece of string attached to the middle of our chest, and to commence the exercise, that string is going to pull us up towards the ceiling and only coming up around 30 degrees off the floor, so just that the shoulder blades are just clearing the ground from behind, and at the same time we're squeezing our lower back into our fingers, which are placed below them. So as we come up, we squeeze our abdominals, we crush our hands with our lower back, and then we lower. So we're not coming up all the way in the past, which puts a lot of stress on our hip flexors. We're putting one leg straight, one leg bent, hands under the lower back, and we're just feeling a slight movement of the shoulders off the ground. We're feeling a really big tension in the abdominal area, and we're getting a real good core abdominal workout. And what we recommend is doing 8 reps on either side. Pull-throughs. For this exercise, I'm going to use a kettlebell, but we can use dumbbells or any type of weighted implement. To start the exercise, we get in what we call the bear position. So we're up on all fours like a bear ready to pounce. We set the implement outside of the body. So this is outside my left hand side. So trying to keep the body as stable as you can while you're doing the exercise. Grab the implement, pull it through to where you think is outside the right hand side of the body. Take the left hand, put it back to that starting position, and so on and so on. So the trick here is trying to ensure, as you're doing the pull-through movement, that you're staying as stable as you can in your upper body, in your core and your lower body. This is also promoting great shoulder stability while you stabilize yourself in that bear position. And that exercise is called pull-throughs. We're going to look at a series of plank combinations, and we've graded the level of difficulty as beginner, intermediate and advanced. Once you become competent at a certain level, and then you can progress on to the next higher level. So the first part is the beginner. So this involves the athlete on their forearms and on their toes. If the forearms make the shape of a V, and then the torso is nice and straight, I recommend you pull your belly button into your spine and you squeeze your glutes. And you're going to hold this position from 30 seconds upwards. Once you get to the stage where you can do this exercise for 1 minute for 3 to 4 sets, then I feel it's time that we move on to the intermediate. The intermediate is more of a hover plank. So you have both hands directly under your shoulders in like a push-up position. And this time you're going to hold that position, again starting out at 30 seconds, making sure the body is nice and rigid. Again, squeezing the glutes and pulling the belly button into the spine. Once you can achieve 3 to 4 sets of this at 1 minute, then we can progress onto the more advanced type exercises. So the advanced plank will be in the hover starting position, and then we'll raise one arm, one leg for 10 seconds, and then alternate. One arm, one leg for 10 seconds. Now with the advanced position, rather than time, we'll do it in reps. And if you can work up to maybe 3 to 4 reps of a 10-second hold, then you can be pretty sure that your core is getting very strong. These exercises are known as the plank combination. In the core section, we just discovered how the core is not only the pillar of all exercise and everyday movements, but it can also be the crumple zone in athletic performance. It's very important that you practice those functional everyday movements that we showed you to build a real strong core, which will give you a really good base in all everyday movements and lifestyle.